Hello everyone, let us continue with the chapter Sexual Reproduction in Flowering Plants Part 4. Now in this video we are going to talk about the female reproductive part of the flower, that is Gynesium. So when you look at the structure of the Gynesium, normally this Gynesium is called as carpel or pistil. Right? So depending on the number of the carpels, right, it is called as monocarpellary, bicarpellary, tricarpellary or multicarpellary. Okay? So if it is only one, you call that as monocarpellary. If it is only one. If it is many, in that case, you call it as multicarpellary. Okay. So, if the carpels are free, free carpels, then you call that to be apocarpus. Right. If the carpels are united, then it is called as syncarpus. If the carpels are free, you call that as apocarpus. If the carpels are united, it is called as syncarpus. So when you just look at the structure of the carpel, you have this long, slender style and then the bulged part, you call this to be ovary. So this is called as ovary, and here you call this a style, and here you have the stigma. Okay. So what is the function of this stigma? It receives the pollen grain during pollination. And here this style, when you just look at the style, normally this style will be hollow or it will be solid in nature. Right? And here ovary, the down part is the ovary. So what is present inside the ovary? Ovules are present. So these are the ovules. If you see, ovules are present. Okay, so the attachment, the ovule is attached to the ovary. So this attachment is called as placenta. So what is placenta? The connection between the ovary and the ovule is called as placenta. So the mode of arrangement, how it is being present, you call that to be placentation. So it is different. There are different types of placentation. Okay, now our concentration is fully, you are going to learn about the structure of the megasporangium. So that is the ovule. So this is the ovule. Okay, so when I'll mark it here, this is the ovule. So ovule is called as megasporangium. Okay, so when you learn about the structure of the megasporangium, you should be very clear. You have to specify what type of ovule it is. Right? So now we are going to move on to the s.ofmegasporangium. So what is this megasporangium? Ovule is called as megasporangium. Okay. So in angiosperms, this ovule normally you call this to be anatropous ovule. Anatropous ovule, right? And always this anatropous ovule is said to be inverted. And one more thing is very specialized about this anatropous ovule is there are two integuments, outer integument and the inner integument, right? Okay. Now when you just look at the structure of the ovule, you can see this inverted ovule. So this is the structure of the ovule, right? Okay. Okay. So here this stalk of the ovule. So this portion you call it as stalk. Stalk of the ovule is called as funicle. Stalk of the ovule is called as funicle. So how is this funicle attached? So when you just look at this ovule, it is attached to the ovary. Okay, so it is attached. So this attachment, you call this as placenta. What is this called as? Placenta. So here, this portion, the stalk of the ovule is called as funicle. So let me write here. And the funicle, where it is being connected with the ovule, this portion, this connection where it is being connected, right? So this is called as hilum. Okay. The funicle is attached to the ovule. That region you call it as hilum. And the portion where it is being enlarged, this portion, the small portion, is called as a raphe. I hope it is clear. The attachment where the ovule is connected to the ovary is called as placenta, and the stalk of the ovule is called as funicle, and where the funicle is being attached to the ovule is called as hilum, right? And this towards the portion where you have this opening, this region is called as micropyle. So the opening where it is open, this region, you call this to be micropyle. And opposite to the micropyle is the chalazal end. Either you call it as chalaza or chalazal end and micropylar end. Right? And this ovule, it is covered by two integuments. So this is the inner integument. Okay? And this is the outer integument. So this is a very special character in angiosperm, that too in anatropous ovule. So it has an outer covering and an inner covering. You call these to be integuments, outer integument and the inner integument. Okay, and what is present inside this? You have cells, right? You can just see these cells. All are diploid. All are diploid. All these cells are diploid, which is 2n in number. Which is 2n in number. Okay, right? So the whole thing, you call this to be nucellus. Whole portion, you call it as nucellus. So when you look at this anatropous ovule, right, you have to be very specific. Where is this nucellus present and what is the function of this nucellus? It provides nutrition for the developing embryo. Okay, and you have to be very specific about the outer integument and the inner integument. And towards the micropylar end, the opening end, you call it as micropylar end. And towards the micropylar end, you take this is the cell. Okay, so one cell which helps in developing of what? MMC, you would have heard. Megaspore mother cell. So here in male, we have studied about microspore mother cell, and here you call this to be MMC. What is this? Megaspore mother cell. Megaspore mother cell. And this is also 2n in number. What is 2n again? Diploid. Whereas this megaspore mother cell undergoes meiotic division, reduction division, where further development will take place. Right? I hope you have understood. Okay, we have studied about the structure of the anatropous ovule. In angiosperm, it is said to be anatropous as it is inverted. You have to be very specific about the inner and the outer integument. Okay, if you like this video, comment, share my YouTube channel and follow me on Facebook and Insta. Thank you.